This is a short video to help you learn how to read your BGE bill, figure out if you're on an energy supplier and whether you're saving or losing money. So grab your bill. This is page 1 and you have 2 circles. The green circle is for electricity and the blue circle is for natural gas if your home is heated with natural gas. Now I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the difference between delivery and supply because we're in a deregulated state, which means that we all are hooked up to BGE, and that's called delivery. And that's what we all pay to a regulated utility for the poles, the lines, and really the ability to have energy whenever we turn the lights on. If you choose a third-party supplier, you would know right here, because to the right of the circles, it would be printed a different supplier than BGE. There are 60 suppliers in Maryland. So this second page is where it has lots of details, and I've learned it can really confuse folks. But again, here's your green electric details box and your natural gas box. Up here gives you an idea of how many kilowatt hours of electricity your home uses and how many therms of natural gas your home uses. This is generally a winter thing. See how the heater is going through the cold months. You'll know that this house used 992 kilowatt hours. See, it's October. This is an October invoice. And third-party suppliers, if you switch, it's a consolidated bill. They send their charges into the BGE bill. And then right here are your delivery charges. Again, this is the regulated stuff. We can't change the price there, but we can choose different suppliers. If you're curious how much energy you're using per year, it's buried down here, and there are your totals. That's nice if you're doing some math to see how much you're saving or losing. Notice here's the gas supplier charges box, but I'm going to explain this very important green box. This green box is, if you're going to switch to a supplier, you should know how much BGE would have charged you for supply if you hadn't chosen deregulated supply. So if you read this, it says the current price for standard offer service electricity, that's just the electricity they would have charged you. The supply is 7.188 cents per kilowatt hour all the way through the end of May of 2020. Notice that's a fixed rate. It is not a variable rate. So it's 7 cents per kilowatt hour. That is the rate you would compare a supplier versus BGE. And here's a real example of someone's bill that I checked. So at the time in November of 2018, BGE's supply was 8.076 cents per kilowatt hour. And you look on page 3 for the electric supplier charges box. This was Spark Energy. And there's the price buried, and it's a little hard to read. It says this home used 1,048 kilowatt hours, KH, multiplied X, just like 7th grade. There's no dollar sign, but here is the rate, and it's 19.8 cents. You can tell because look, they spent $207-ish for electricity. So if they had stayed with BGE, they would have spent around $85, but instead this home paid $207 or almost $123 extra dollars for natural gas for switching supply. So if you don't have natural gas, just fast forward in this video to the next dog picture, because natural gas is pretty tough to figure out, but here's what you do. First, you got to figure out what prices has BGE been charging for gas to compare. And you need to do a Google search. So put in gas price comparison BGE, and up comes this chart. And it tells you each month how much BGE has been charging per therm of natural gas. It has hovered around 45 cents. And as a matter of fact, for the last 12 months, it's averaged 40 cents per therm. So that's the rate you're comparing to. And the gas supplier charges box, the information needed to know what your supplier charged you if you're on a supplier, is right underneath your gas data. So this account, there it is right there, supply is 99 therms at their 65 cents and 71 therms at 91 cents. Sometimes it's written right here in this line, which is even more tricky. Sometimes there is no price and customers actually have to get their calculators out and take the total supplier charge and divide it by the therms. This account paid about 90% more for gas. They would have paid BGE $68 this month, but they ended up paying Direct Energy $130 more. So now you know about your supplier charges. You can decide, do you want to stick with the supplier, you're happy with the product, or do you want to cancel? What you need to do to cancel your contract is you need to grab your bill and you call the supplier directly, not BG&E. And their phone number is on the front, page 1, and the toll-free number is right there. You ask the phone rep, hey, I want to cancel both electricity and natural gas. It takes 3 days in Maryland for the electric supply account to drop. It takes a month or sometimes 2 because they only drop them on the first day of the month. Ask if there's a termination fee. Embedded in these contracts are some really interesting things. One of them is, hey, if you leave your contract early for paying too much for gas, we're going to charge you a termination fee. Try and bargain, tell them your financial situation or how much you've been paying. See if they'll cancel it. And a few other ideas I have for you is to check your bill every single month. Just do a quick scan, make sure you're on the right supplier that you want to be, BG&E or a third-party supplier. And please don't show your bill to anyone on the street. Only show it to a government employee. Like say you're getting energy assistance from the state through the Home Office of Energy Programs. Just don't show it at the door. It can be problematic. Let's just say you're thinking to yourself, I just don't remember signing up for this supplier. You should have gotten a pretty clear sales pitch if somebody came to your door. They should have shown you a contract. They should have walked you through all the terms, including the variable rates, which is the real tricky part. A lot of these products are promotional teasers, and then they quietly switch to variable rates. That's what no one's really catching. You can send an online complaint, or you can call toll-free 800-492-0474, Maryland Public Service Commission. They're the regulatory body, and they will help you manage the complaint with the supplier. So good luck, and a big favor, if you know anybody who's older or just help other people out, share this video and even check their bill for them. So thanks.